Hey, what's up guys? I am Vipul Rafukia and you're watching the Infinity Learning. In this particular video, we are going to talk about how to connect our current data with the online data source where we are going to connect it to live currency rates and we are going to calculate it in our table. So let's see how we can do that. Now the first thing what we need is to first load the table which we want. So we are going to load one table. I've already added all this table to my drive so you can download the data from there. So I'm going to load my CSV file which is there. And we have a global superstore CSV which I'm going to load over here. So this is the file which I want, so I'm going to just load it. Now, once we have loaded this particular data, the first thing what you need is to connect your data to a live data currency. Say, let me check it out. What is the rate, currency rate data table available on that? So what you need to search is Indian currency rate. So this is what you need to search. And if you go to X rate, currency exchange table of Indian INR. So this is a site where you can get top 10 country list and their current rate as per the Indian rupees. And we also have the entire world country and their currency rate. So I'm going to take this entire world current countries and their rates from here. Now for that, I'm going to pick up this particular link from the top. Correct. So I'm going to pick up that country links. 1 second. Yeah. I'm going to pick up this country list from here, the link from here. I'll go back to my Power BI. Get data from web. And here I'm going to paste it. Okay. So I want the data from this particular link. So you have to just pick up a data from that particular link and bring it over here. Now when I say okay, it's going to try to connect the data to that particular website. It may take a little bit time as per the data credentials and the website permissions and everything. Once it is loaded, you'll see all the tables available what are there in that particular websites. So what you can do is I'm going to select and check it out which table I need. This is a top 10 wala table and this is the entire world. So I'm going to take this entire world wala table over here. And I'm going to say, okay, I'm not going to load. I'm going to just say transform. So I need to do some transformation work over here, which will take me to a Power Query window. So I'm going to take this to a Power Query window. So this is my Power Query editor and my data will land over here. The first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to name this particular table. So country rates. So this is a table name which I have assigned. Now I have a country name list over here. Second column is the current value. So I don't want this second column because what I need is this third column where we have the actual rates. So I'm going to remove this second column, remove column and name this column so I can easily say recall okay which column I need. So this column I'm going to name it as country and this column I'm going to name it as rate. Correct. So I have now my table. Now these two things we have loaded. Now to connect this data with this table, we need to first convert this table into a list. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this table a duplicate table, but not actually duplicated because I need to connect all these tables together. So I don't want to make it duplicate. I'm going to make a reference table. What does it mean by reference table and duplicate table? Duplicate table means a duplicate copy. It has no relation with this particular table. And reference means what? If my data get refreshed on website, this both table will automatically get refreshed. So I'm going to take this reference table over here. Okay, and whatever filter I do it in this particular table, it will be affected to this table also. So it is a related table. You can even make duplicate table if you want. Once I have made this reference table, I'm going to delete this column because I don't need this column. I just need a country list. I'm going to remove this column. Once I remove this column, I have all unique country list over here, and I'm going to convert this particular table into a list format. Why I'm going to do is because I want to create a parameter based on this. So for parameter, I need the list. So I'm going to select this particular table. I'll go to transform tab on the top in the Power Query window. And here I'll be having an option called convert to a list. So I'm going to convert this table into a specific list. And you can see my table is now converted to list. This is the list table. So I'm going to name it as list table. This is my list table available over here. And then based on this table, I want to make the connection with this. So based on this particular table, I want to create a parameter. Okay, I want that list in the parameter. And what is a parameter? Parameter is the option which helps you to create a dynamic filter. So I'm going to create a dynamic filter based on this particular list. And later on, we are going to go to data model and connect all these three tables so we can collect data from each other. Now first, I'm going to select this table. I'll go to Home tab and I'm going to go to this option. In Home tab, we have Manage Parameter. In this Manage Parameter, I have an option called New Parameter because I'm going to create a new parameter over here. So here is a parameter, Manage Parameter dialog box where we need to create a parameter over here. I'm going to name this parameter as Selected Country. Okay. In description, if you want to write something, you can write. Here in this type, okay, I'll keep it as any because it can be anything. It can be text, it can be numbers, anything. So my column has a text, so not a problem at all. Suggested value, I'm going to select it as a query. Now see what it is. Any value, that means you have to specify a specific value over here. List of the values means you have to type a list over here. So if you want to type a list, you can create a list over here. But I'm going to select a query because we have a query list over here. So when I select this query, I'm going to get a query selection dialog box over here, list box, where you can see I'm getting that table which I've created. This is the reason why I have converted this table to a list. So I'm going to select this particular table for a parameter managing. And I'm going to, in current value, I'm going to say, okay, my current value will be US dollar. Okay, current will be my US dollar. I'm going to say, okay. Now my parameter has been created. And I'm going to use this parameter in future for my reference. So once we have created this particular parameter, we are going to use it in the table. Now before that, what we are going to do is, we are going to connect all these three tables in the data model. So I'm going to just say first close and apply, which will take my table to the Power BI screen. Now in this Power BI screen, we are going to go to data model view. And these are the three tables which we have. Correct? I have country. Here I have a list table, there's a country. Correct? And if you see, I don't have a country column yet over here which I want to connect it. Correct? So first what I'm going to do is, I'm going to connect this country with this particular list because the same values are here also. Correct? So it's creating a data model between this country list and this country list. One-on-one data model we have created over here. Fine. Now to connect to this global superstore, I need to go again back to transform data. And we need to create a column over here which will have this particular say selected country parameter in that. So we have US dollar by default. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go there and I want to create one column over here. Now for that, I'll go to add column over here. And in this add column, I'm going to create a custom column. So in this custom column, it's going to open the AM query window where we need to write the name of the column. So I'm going to say country name column. And here I'm going to search this particular table, this particular parameter. So I'll select it. You can see we got that selected country parameter over here. We'll select that. Okay, so it's automatically going to call whatever is default over there. And when I say OK, and it's asking for the information required because it's from the internet website. So yeah, continue it so it can connect your data to internet. Don't worry about the privacy policy. Yeah, you should first think about the data, where it's from, where it's coming from. I'll say OK. So now it's going to take all the data from there, because that list table is connected with the country rate and country rate is connected to the website. That's the reason it was asking for the privacy security reason. Now you can see we got this US dollar over here. Now say suppose if I change my parameter from here in home tab, if I go to manage parameter and edit parameter from here, from this US dollar, if I select to euro and I say OK, and after doing that, I need to do a refresh preview over here because we are in the Power Query. And once we'll do the refresh preview, it may take a time, little bit time, because the data is coming from internet. You can see it's got converted into euro. Now, based on this particular country column, we can bring the country rate over there. Now for that, I'll go back to my Power BI data model. So every time when you return to Power BI, it may go and load data because it's coming from web at the end. And depend on the website, credential website loading speed, it may take a time little bit. Now we'll go to data model over here and you can see automatically the list column and the country name column is automatically linked. Okay, because yeah, Power BI has its own intelligence which automatically sends the data merging and automatically the model gets connected to each other. So relationship is automatically created. No problem. Now I'll go back to my transform data because I need to create two more columns over there. So here I'm going to create one more column, add column, custom column. Okay, yeah. Sorry. We are not going to add a column because we need a data from this currency rate first. And later on, we are going to add that column over there. So what we are going to do, we'll go to this global superstore table and we'll say merge these two tables with each other by going to home tab. And here we have option called merge query. I'm going to click on that merge query and you can see I got that global superstore table over here, where I have this country column and I want to merge this country name column with country rate country column. So here also we are creating the relationship between these two tables to get the data over here. So merge query is a very important feature. I have already explained in my previous video. You can go and check it out over there. I'll say OK. And I got that country rate over there, where I'm going to expand this table. And I'm going to pick up this particular rate column over here. Now, once we get this rate column over here, I can just name this, say, currency rate. Okay, so I have a currency rate column. Now, I will divide this sales column with this currency rate. That's where we have to create a column. So I'm going to create a custom column over here. I'm going to name this column as amount by country. And here I'm going to take sales column divided by currency rate. Where is currency rate gone? Currency rate. Okay, so this column, currency rate column. I'm going to say OK. And you can see I got my amount by currency over here. Now, after creating this, you can see my data type is alphanumeric. We need to change the data type for getting the calculation. I'll go to transform, data type, and going to convert into decimal number. It's good. So now it is converted to number. Now it's good to go to close and apply to our Power BI. I'm going to take a visual over here. And let us first get loaded what we have done over there. So here in the visual report view, I'm going to take table visual over here. And in this table visual, I'll go to my global superstore and let us take this category column over here. And in this category column, I want to calculate what? Amount by country. And you can see I got my country rate over here. Let me increase the font size. Yeah, so you can see the details. In this home tab, we have transform, and here we have edit parameter. In transform data, edit parameter. And here I can select, okay, I don't want euro, I want based on US. So I can just go to US dollar and say okay. This will give me this yellow band on the top, and I can say apply changes. And now the rates will load over here as per the US dollar. So now we are filtering our table with the help of that parameter, and based on that parameter, I'm getting those visuals over here, right? Suppose I want British pound, and I can say okay, and I'll say apply changes, and you can see after loading, it's going to change to that specific number. Loading may take a little bit time. So you can see we got the British pound wise details. So this is how you are going to get your details over here, correct? You can easily calculate your data. It can be anything. See, right now in this particular example, I have taken the currency rate. You can take your actual data from your portal, your website, and bring it over here and calculate it using parameters with different scenarios, right? And it's really, really very helpful. It's a dynamic filter which you can create it first in your Power Query and then use it into your Power BI visuals, correct? So yeah, I hope you people like this particular video, and if you have liked it, please hit the thumbs up button and do subscribe my channel. See, I'm seeing my channel monitoring, so I can see lots of people are coming watching my video, but they are not subscribing my channel. Please subscribe it. Okay, so meet you in the next video. Thank you very much.